Space was never truly quiet, but around Earth, something felt wrong. Far beyond the blue planet, at the edge of the solar system, human sensors picked up movement. Not fast movement, not attacking movement, just waiting. Huge shadows rested in the dark, like beasts holding their breath. These shadows were alien ships. The Dominion had arrived. The Dominion was the strongest power in the galaxy. They ruled hundreds of systems. Planets either served them or vanished. Their fleets were known for one thing only, destruction without mercy. Yet now they stopped. They did not fire. They did not speak. They only watched Earth. Inside the Global Defense Command, human officers stared at holographic screens. Red light showed alien ships surrounding the solar border, perfectly placed, perfectly still. General Elias Monroe stood with his hands behind his back. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp. "They are waiting," an officer said quietly. "For what?" another asked. No one answered. Earth had faced threats before. Asteroids, wars, even small alien scouts in the past. But this was different. This was a Dominion. When they came, planets burned. Yet Earth was silent. No alarms rang in the cities. People went to work. Children went to school. The ocean stayed calm. The skies stayed blue. The Dominion commanders watched this with confusion. On the main alien flagship, High Executive Rail stared at the image of Earth floating peacefully in space. "Why are they not afraid?" he asked. A subordinate replied, "Humans are weak, Executor. They do not understand what comes." Vrail's many eyes narrowed. Send a probe ship. Cross their boundary. The order was given. A single Dominion ship moved forward. It was small compared to fleet, but powerful enough to destroy a city. It crossed an invisible line, Earth's declared space border. Still, Earth did nothing. No weapons, no ships, no warnings. The alien crew laughed. "They are frozen," one said. "Fear has broken them." But then, something unexpected happened. A signal appeared. It was not loud. It was not long. It was simple. The message came from Earth. Only one sentence. "This is Earth. Turn back. This is your final warning." The bridge of the alien ship fell silent. Then laughter filled the room. "A warning," the captain said. "From primitives?" They sent the message to the fleet. The Dominion commanders laughed as well. "A final warning." Vrail mocked. "How amusing." The ship continued forward. On Earth, General Monroe watched the same moment on his screen. Around him, officers waited for his command. He did not rush. "Confirm breach," he said. "Confirmed," an officer replied. They crossed the line. Monroe closed his eyes for 1 second. "Proceed," he said calmly. Deep beneath Earth's surface, far below cities and oceans, ancient systems awakened. Machines that had never been used. Systems built in silence, tested in secret. No siren sounded. No countdown began. The alien ship moved closer to Earth. Then, without warning, it vanished. No explosion. No debris. No energy wave. One moment it was there. The next moment, empty space. On Dominion scanners, alarm screamed. Ship lost. No signal. No wreckage. High Executive Rail stood slowly. "What weapon did they use?" he demanded. No one answered, because there was nothing to detect. On Earth, officers stared at the screen where the alien ship once was. One young officer swallowed. "Sir, it's gone." Monroe nodded. "Yes." "Should we send another message?" someone asked. "No," Monroe said. They were warned. In space, the Dominion fleet pulled back slightly. For the first time in centuries, fear moved through their ranks. "One ship does not matter," Vrail said, but his voice was not as strong. "Prepare the fleet. We advance together." Back on Earth, leaders across the world received a single secure message. Protocol 1 is complete. Some leaders asked questions. Some showed fear. Some showed relief. But none argued. Earth had waited a long time for this moment. Not because humans wanted war. Because humans remembered. Long ago, When humanity was young, something had come from the stars. It had almost ended them. Humans survived by chance, by sacrifice, by learning fast. And they promised themselves one thing. Never again. The Dominion fleet moved forward. Hundreds of ships crossed the boundary together. This time, Earth sent another message. Not just to the fleet, but to every listening signal in the galaxy. The same simple words. This is Earth. Turn back. This is your final warning. Across the stars, other civilizations heard it. Some laughed. Some ignored it. Some felt a strange fear they could not explain. General Monroe watched the fleet advance. He did not shout. He did not panic. He whispered. They chose. Far below the surface, deeper systems unlocked. Power flow where no alien had ever looked. The silence around Earth grew heavy, like the universe itself was holding its breath. And then, everything changed. Rocket fire. The silence around Earth lasted only moments, but those moments changed the galaxy. The Dominion fleet, massive and terrifying, moved like a shadow across the void. Hundreds of warships, each bristling with weapons that could obliterate continents, crossed the solar system's edge. On their bridge, high executive rails, many eyes glowed with impatience. They vanished, he said, his voice low but angry. One ship gone, and no trace. How? No answer, executor, said a subordinate. Their defenses we cannot detect anything. Vrail slammed his clawed hand on the console. This is unacceptable. Attack. Destroy them. Back on Earth, the people did not panic. Cities were alive, but normal. Schools, offices, markets, life continued. People looked at the skies. Some noticed the massive ships, but most ignored them. Earth's calmness was deliberate. Fear had no place here. Inside the Global Defense Command, screens lit up with data from deep space. The fleet's movement, their weapons' energy, the patterns of their formation, all were being analyzed. And Earth had a secret. A hidden grid of sensors, satellites, and ancient defensive systems, some even predating the oldest known civilizations, were now online. Sir, said Officer Lien, pointing to the screens. They're moving in formation, but the energy readings are strange. They are cautious, like they sense something. General Monroe nodded. Good. Let them be cautious. Earth had sent its first warning, but the galaxy ignored it. The Dominion considered humans a primitive species. Most alien civilizations did the same. They did not fear humanity. They mocked it. Humans, a Dominion strategist said, looking at the image of Earth, primitive, weak. They cannot even defend their own planet. Vrail's eyes narrowed. We will see. Prepare the fleet. Move in slowly. I want them to feel the power they cannot match. The fleet advanced, inch by inch. And then Earth sent a second message, this time to the entire galaxy. This is Earth. Step back. This is your final warning. Many alien races received it. Some laughed. Others ignored it. But few paused just slightly, sensing that the warning carried more than words. On Earth, Monroe watched the fleet approaching. He did not speak. He only observed. Around him, officers held their breath. The first alien ship fired. A beam of pure energy arced through space toward the planet. The world's eyes turned to the skies, waiting for the destruction. Nothing happened. The beam disappeared mid-space, as if it had hit an invisible wall. No explosion. No fire. Only silence. Sir, shouted Officer Lien. Their attack, it vanished. Monroe's calm smile was the only answer. Yes, he said softly. They have been warned. Deep below Earth, ancient systems stirred. Machines hummed quietly, releasing energy that stretched across the planet and into the surrounding space. Weapons and technology hidden for centuries were now online, but they remained unseen. The Dominion fleet hesitated. A ripple of doubt moved through their ranks. Their strongest ships, designed to crush planets, could not find target. Every scan came back empty. Every weapon seemed useless. Vrail's voice was sharp now. What are they doing? Explain it. No answer, Executor. The strategist said. Nothing we could detect. On Earth, The people continued life as normal. Children laughed in playgrounds. Markets buzzed with trade. Cities pulsed with energy. Humans were calm, but the calm was powerful. It carried the strength of someone who knew exactly what they could do, and the patience to wait for the right moment. Another Dominion ship fired. Another beam of energy reached toward Earth. It vanished. Across the galaxy, watchers, alien civilizations, noticed something impossible. Humans were not afraid. Humans were prepared. And for the first time in centuries, an alien race faced something they could not immediately destroy or control. High Executive Rail growled, "Bring the fleet together. Advance as one. Do not stop until Earth is ours." Monroe did not move. He did not shout. He waited. Earth had sent its warning, and the galaxy, again, ignored it. But now, the real test was beginning. Because humans had one rule: those who step beyond will face the consequences. And the Dominion had already crossed the line. A low hum spread through the command center. Officers felt it in their chests. Machines deep underground had activated fully. Lights flickered across the globe, invisible to the naked eye. One final thought lingered in Monroe's mind. They think we are weak. They think we are afraid. Soon, they will learn the truth. The galaxy's most feared fleet advanced toward Earth, but they were walking into a trap they could not see, and the silence around the planet was heavier than ever, filled with an invisible power that no alien could understand yet. Cliffhanger. The space around the fleet started to warp. Stars twisted. Time felt slower. And somewhere deep in the void, the first Dominion ship disappeared without a trace. The Dominion fleet advanced, massive and unstoppable, or so they thought. Hundreds of warships crossed the solar border, each designed to obliterate anything that resisted. Inside the command bridge of the flagship, High Executive Rail's eyes burned with fury. "Why do they not fight?" he demanded. "Where is their resistance?" "No sign of weapons, Executor," said a subordinate. They remain calm. Vrail slammed a claw on the console. "Calm? Calm does not matter. Destroy them. Fire everything." The order went out. Energy beams arced through space toward Earth. The fleet expected explosions. They expected fire. They expected chaos. But they found nothing. The beams vanished mid-flight, as if they had hit an invisible wall. The fleet scanned again. No trace. No impact. Nothing. And then, slowly, the first Dominion ship, one of the largest cruisers, simply disappeared. On Earth, deep underground, the hidden defense systems activated fully. Machines that had never moved in centuries roared to life, sending waves of energy outward. These systems did not just protect, they erased, concealed, and controlled space around them. Monroe watched calmly as the reports came in. "They have stepped beyond," he said quietly. "Now they face the consequences." Across the galaxy, alien commanders panicked. Ships fired at random. Beams fizzled out. Sensors failed. The Dominion fleet had never faced something like this. Every strike met silence. Every attempt to detect Earth's defenses ended in failure. And then it happened. In one swift moment, half the fleet vanished. No fire. No debris. No warning. Just gone. Vrail froze. "Impossible," he whispered. His fleet, the most feared in the galaxy, was being erased, like humans held a power no one could understand. Monroe's calm voice came over the secure channel for his officers. They chose to ignore the warning. They chose to step beyond. And now, they will see what humanity is capable of. The remaining Dominion ships tried to regroup, but the humans did not attack further. They only watched. The invisible defense system stretched across the void, bending space and energy itself, making the alien fleet's weapons useless. On the bridges of the surviving Dominion ships, whispers spread. Fear, confusion, respect, but mostly fear. They had mocked humans as weak, primitive, unable to defend even a single planet. Now they face a species that could erase entire fleets in seconds. Why haven't they attacked us directly?" asked one frightened commander. "They are not attacking," another replied. "They are teaching us a lesson." Meanwhile, across the galaxy, other civilizations received the signals. For the first time, many understood humans were not just survivors, they were guardians. Silent, patient, and unimaginably powerful. Back on Earth, Monroe and his officers did not celebrate. Calm remained, because this was only the beginning. Vrail clenched his claws, rage boiling inside him. "Prepare the final weapon," he bellowed. "We will crush them, or the galaxy will fall into our hands." Monroe shook his head slightly. "They still do not understand," he said. "This is not just defense. This is the first step beyond, and they cannot stop it." Far below the Earth's surface, more systems powered on ancient machines that had been dormant for centuries. Energy pulsed outward, touching every corner of the planet and extending into surrounding space. Every human command, every decision, was part of a plan older than most civilizations. The galaxy had laughed at humans. The galaxy had ignored their warning. And now, for the first time, the galaxy was learning what it meant to cross the line. The Dominion fleet trembled in space, caught between disbelief and fear. And somewhere in the void, one single thought echoed across every remaining ship. Humans are not weak. Humans never were. And now, humanity has taken the first step beyond. The stars themselves seemed to bend, as if space acknowledged a new power rising. Cliffhanger. The Dominion's final weapon begins its approach toward Earth, massive, unstoppable, and deadly. But what humanity had prepared for will challenge everything the galaxy believes about power and fear. The Dominion fleet gathered its remaining strength. Its final weapon, massive and deadly, hovered in orbit. Vrail's confidence had faltered, but rage surged through him. "This time," he growled, "we will destroy them. No more games." But Earth did not react. The humans did not panic. Cities continued life as usual. Schools rang with laughter. Markets bustled. Oceans remained calm. Above all, the planet itself seemed to hum with energy, an invisible heartbeat that no alien could see or understand. Deep beneath the surface, the hidden systems powered fully. Machines older than history roared to life, channels of energy stretching into the void, connecting every continent, every secret base, every satellite. This was not just defense. This was humanity's full strength, and it was precise, silent, and unstoppable. Monroe stood before the command screen. "They have ignored the warning. They have stepped beyond," he said softly. "Now they will face the consequences." The Dominion's fleet fired. Weapons of unimaginable power streaked through space toward Earth. Beams of plasma, gravitational disruptors, energy torpedoes, all aimed at obliteration. And then nothing. The weapons vanished mid-flight, as if swallowed by space itself. The fleet scrambled, firing again and again. But every attack failed. Sensors went haywire. Energy readings spiked and then flattened. Ships trembled. Systems collapsed. Then Monroe gave one simple command. From the surface to the edges of the solar system, humanity's power ignited. Invisible, silent, unstoppable waves of energy swept through space. One by one, Dominion ships vanished. No explosions, no fire, no warning. Just gone. Vrail's fleet, the strongest the galaxy had ever known, was being erased. In minutes, half the fleet disappeared. The remaining ships tried to flee. They could not. Space itself seemed to bend, trapping them in invisible corridors where their weapons were useless. Across the galaxy, other civilizations watched in disbelief. Rumors had always spoken of human resilience, of their cunning. But this was something else entirely. Humans were not just survivors. They were masters of the battlefield before it even began. On Earth, Monroe did not celebrate. Calm remained. He knew the galaxy would remember this moment forever. Humans did not conquer for glory. They did not destroy for pleasure. They protected. And those who crossed the line would learn the hard way. In orbit, Vrail screamed into his communication channel, his voice trembling with rage and fear. "This cannot be. Our weapons, our fleet, vanished. How can one planet?" Monroe's reply was calm, measured, yet cutting to the panic like steel. "You ignored the warning. You stepped beyond. And this is what it means to challenge humanity." The remaining Dominion ships trembled. The final weapon, massive and deadly, faltered in orbit. It could not penetrate the human defenses. For the first time in history, the galaxy's most feared fleet faced defeat, without a single human ship fired. Silence fell. Space seemed to pause. Stars flickered as if acknowledging Earth's rise. Humans had stepped beyond the limits the galaxy thought they had. They were no longer just survivors. They were guardians, judges, and protectors of the cosmic balance. Monroe turned to Kira. "They finally understand," he said quietly. "Not the fear, but the truth. Humanity is not weak." Deep below, the hidden systems powered down slowly, quietly. Life above continued as usual. Children played, unaware of the invisible storm that had passed above them. The Dominion fleet had learned a lesson it would never forget, and the galaxy watched, finally realizing the warning Earth had issued was no bluff. Cliffhanger. The surviving Dominion commanders retreated in shock and fear, but somewhere beyond a known galaxy, a new signal appeared. Unknown, powerful, and watching. Humanity's next challenge was already approaching. The Dominion fleet had retreated, battered and broken. For the first time, a species in the galaxy trembled before humans. Not because of war, but because of sheer, unchallenged power. Across the stars, alien civilizations whispered. News of the Dominion's defeat spread like wildfire. Entire planets paused their normal life to listen. Ships carrying diplomats and emissaries changed course. Messages were sent. Questions were asked. "They are not just survivors," said one alien governor. "They are something else." "They destroyed half the Dominion fleet without firing a single shot," said another, shaking with disbelief. "How is that possible?" Back on Earth, life went on as usual. Children laughed in playgrounds. Markets bustled with trade. Oceans shimmered under the sun. Humans were calm, almost indifferent. Yet beneath that calm, a power stretched quietly across space. Humanity did not need to show dominance. They already had it. In orbit, Monroe observed the galaxy's reaction on the holographic display. "They finally understand," he said softly. "The galaxy understands why humans are not to be challenged. But respect is not enough. They must remember it." Alien emissaries arrived at Earth, traveling in small, cautious ships. They hovered above the atmosphere, silent, waiting for permission to land. The message was clear. Humanity was now the judge of the galaxy. Vrail, the defeated executor, arrived in a smaller craft. He approached Monroe directly, kneeling in a gesture of submission. We underestimated you," he said. "Why did you not attack earlier? Why did you wait?" Monroe's eyes were calm, piercing. "We do not attack for power. We protect the balance. Every species deserves a chance. But those who step beyond, they face the consequences." Vrail lowered his gaze. He had learned the hard way that Earth's warning was not empty. Humanity had rules, and crossing them was the gravest mistake any civilization could make. Across the galaxy, reports continued to pour in. Civilizations that had once mocked humans now offered allegiance, trade, and diplomacy. Fear mixed with awe. Humanity was no longer seen as a single planet. They were seen as the standard, the guardians of cosmic order. Monroe turned to Kira and the other officers. "We did not conquer," he said. "We did not destroy. We only defended. And the galaxy has learned humans are not to be underestimated." In the skies above, alien ships hovered respectfully. No one dared to approach without invitation. The humans had proven something more powerful than weapons: restraint, patience, and the ability to act when necessary. The galaxy had faced humanity, and it had survived, not by chance, not by luck, but because humans had always been ready. Guardians, silent watchers, patient learners, and protectors of balance. Yet even as the Dominion fleet and alien civilization submitted, a new signal appeared beyond the known galaxy. It was faint, mysterious, and powerful. Something unknown was watching. Something that had never faced humans before. Monroe looked at the stars. "They are coming," he said quietly. "The galaxy has learned to fear us, but the universe is more to test." And on Earth, life continued, calm as ever, as humans prepared silently for the next step beyond. Cliffhanger. A distant, unknown force had noticed Earth's power. Across the void, it sent its first signal. Humanity's test was far from over, and the galaxy could only watch, in awe and fear, what would happen next. The galaxy was silent. Even the stars seemed to hold their breath. After the defeat of the Dominion fleet and the demonstration of humanity's power, no civilization dared to challenge Earth. Yet, far beyond the known systems, a new presence stirred. A faint signal appeared in the void, unlike anything the galaxy had seen. It was ancient, intelligent, and powerful. Whoever, or whatever, sent it had noticed the humans. It was curious, it was cautious, and it was coming. On Earth, General Monroe stood atop the command center. He watched the readings carefully. The signal was unlike anything humans had encountered. Its energy patterns were complex, almost alive, and yet Monroe was calm. Humanity had survived worse. Humanity had faced extinction and had risen stronger. Kira approached him. "Sir, this signal, it's far beyond anything in our records. It's watching." Monroe nodded. "Then it is time," he said. "Time to send the message. Not just to the Dominion, not just the galaxy, but to all who would dare cross the line. Humanity's warning is final." The message was simple, clear, and it carried the weight of everything Earth had ever been. This is Earth. Step beyond our boundaries and face complete destruction. This is your final warning. Across the galaxy, civilizations received it. They understood now that Earth was not a threat for conquest, but a force for balance. They saw the consequences of ignoring the warning. Fear and respect spread simultaneously. Even the Dominion, now humbled and weakened, realized the truth. Humans did not attack first because they valued restraint. But those who crossed them, those who dared to step beyond, faced consequences unlike any other. And the unknown signal? It paused, as if acknowledging the power of humans. Whatever force lay beyond, it now understood. Earth was not a planet to be trifled with. Monroe looked at the stars and said quietly, "The galaxy has learned, and now the universe will remember." Humanity returned to its calm routine. Cities thrived. Oceans sparkled. Children laughed in playgrounds, unaware of the cosmic respect and fear their species had earned. Earth had proven a simple truth. Humans were not weak. Humans had survived. And humans would protect the balance of the galaxy, silently, patiently, and with unimaginable power. The stars continued to shine, but Earth's message echoed across space, eternal and clear. Step beyond and face the consequences. The galaxy and the universe would never forget. Final note, HFY moment. Humans had survived, not by luck, not by chance, but by wisdom, patience, and strength hidden in plain sight. They had faced the strongest fleet, survived, and set a standard for all civilizations. The story ends not with war, but with power, restraint, and ultimate respect for humanity. The galaxy had quieted after humanity's warning. Alien civilizations bowed, fleets retreated, and Earth returned to its calm daily life. Yet, far beyond the known systems, a signal pulsed, a rhythm older than any star. It was not Dominion. It was not any known civilization. It was something ancient, watching, something intelligent, something that had been observing silently for millennia. On Earth, sensors picked up the faint signal. Analysts studied its energy patterns. They were unlike anything human technology had ever seen. Monroe and Kira watched the readings silently. "They are waiting," Kira said, her voice barely a whisper. Monroe nodded. "They have noticed, and they will test us one day. But we are ready." The humans had survived extinction, defeated the galaxy's strongest fleet, and issued a final warning. They had proven that no one could cross Earth's boundaries without consequences. Yet the universe was vast. Unknown forces always lingered. Monroe gazed at the stars. "They will come," he said, "but let them. Humanity has learned, and humanity will endure." The screen showed the distant signal pulsing, mysterious and alive. Across the galaxy, civilizations waited. Even the Dominion paused, remembering the price of ignoring Earth. The humans returned to their world, calm and unshaken, silently preparing for whatever watchers beyond the stars might do next. The final thought echoed in Monroe's mind. The universe thinks it has seen power, but it has never faced humanity. Cliffhanger for the future. A new force watches. The next story of humanity's HFY adventure is about to begin.